Thank you so much for staying with us now. Learner and student safety is growing concern across Namibia, from pre-primary schools to institutions of higher learning. Recent incidents on and off campuses have highlighted risks faced by learners and students, particularly at tertiary institutions. Now, the National Organization of Parents in Education, NAOPE, a union of parents that represents its members and serves as a voice for parents nationwide, has issued a press statement calling on parents, students, educational institutions and communities to work together to prioritize safety and prevent avoidable harm. Today we're joined by Salome Kambala, Secretary of Information, Communication and Publicity at NAOPE, to discuss these concerns and the way forward. Good morning, ma'am, and thank you so much for making time to speak to us this morning.
Good morning, and thank you for inviting us.
Salome, let's perhaps start with what are the main learner and student concerns that NAOPE has identified in the recently issued press statement.
As NAOPE, exactly what you explained, we are a national organization of parents in education. We have come together as parents and formed NAOPE so that parents can have a voice in their children's education. Now, today, our topic, we are focusing on health and security matters of our children at school environment. The main thing that we have identified as risk hazard for our children at school, some of them are physical, others are psychological, some are sort of crime-related measures, and also abduction of children, and many others. The reason why we as NAOPE believe in advocating safety of our children at school premises is simple because we need to have a voice and we need to work together with different schools. So we have identified this kind of risks at school levels, that our children must be safe. Our children must be able to study without any security pressures. For example, if you remember 2024 and 2025, for example, if you remember the incident that took place in Okahanja, where a school girl went to school and never come back home safely. Later on, the child was found killed and mutilated in Okahanja. It was something which us as parents, as NAOPE, we are not happy about that kind of incident. And again, we are also talking about spiritual disturbances, where a school premises must be a school premises. The atmosphere at the school should depict that this is a school environment. To avoid things like it is a school, but the surrounding areas of that particular school is not talking to learning procedures. So as parents, we are advocating that a school premises must be a school atmosphere of everything. Security must be there, and everything also should speak to the learning atmosphere of the children. If you remember as well, we are talking about also hazard, maintenance of the facilities of the school. For example, last year, there was a fire breakdown in Kavango East. That means maintenance of the school to make sure that all the facilities in the school are well, properly maintained. No electricity wires hanging, nothing like which is showing to a hazard to the students, and again to all things like even bathrooms are well kept. There's no sewage problems that the children are facing in terms of health. So all those becomes risk hazard at the level of the school.
Thank you so much that you have highlighted the need attention of these issues that need to be addressed, and also the approach that perhaps, proposing to improve security both at schools and tertiary institutions. Let's talk about then how perhaps your organization as well as schools, universities and campus securities can work together to implement some of these approaches that you're talking about.
Yes, we can be able to work together. First of all, for example, now is January, early month in a year. NAOPE believes to work together with other stakeholders. For example, we have school board, we have got unions for which represent teachers, for example. We have NANSO. All those are a team that comes together for the interest of our children. At tertiary level, for example, let me highlight some of the incidents at tertiary level. You know that it's January. We have a lot of children who have come from the rural areas, for example, to come to tertiary education, to universities and so. The environment is new to them, very new. They've never been to Windhoek, some of them. And they become a target from the criminal ways of doing things. They can be seen that this one is struggling. He doesn't know his whereabouts. So at tertiary level, we are advocating to say students must be very careful. And as parents as well, we must involve in our children to let them know that you are now going to a tertiary level. What are the risks there in terms of physical harm? When you are walking around, please make sure that you are in a group. When you are walking around, make sure that your laptop, your mobile phones are well kept so that you are not a target to the criminality of this society.
Perhaps then what role do then parents, perhaps who are both members of your organization and non-members who are of your organization, play in supporting these safety initiatives?
As NAOPE, we believe in preventing, That's one of the roles, and that's why we are advocating as early as they am. We would like to create an awareness campaign so that students hear us, parents as well as their representative are hearing us. So that together we create a team where we are focusing on the safety of our children. And therefore, we will embark upon calling even the educational institutions, for example. There's a need for us to create even committees at the level of the school, where parents are also in the committee, specifically to look into safety of our children at the school levels. For example, we have got schools that in the rural areas as well. And the schools are now becoming a target of marketing activities, where people are bringing to surround the schools so that they can sell their items at school. Those are not a good method for learning. No. The school children are in school, immediately they come out of the school. There's something which is surrounding them to buy sweets, and it is enhancing also the safety of stealing from their parents so that they can have all the time cash to buy some surroundings. So we are advocating as NAOPE that at least if there are some businesses marketing students, it should be 500 meters away from the school so that it doesn't disturb students.
Now let's talk about how learners perhaps and parents can also create a safer environment for these institutions of higher learning and schools as well.
Yes, parents and students themselves must communicate all the time. And we're really focusing on parents to get involved in the educations of their children. Know your child's school very well and the environment, as well as on the level of the parents. If the child is using the mode of transport of walking, sometimes as a parent, stand up so that you escort your child even to the bus stop. You are getting involved in the education of your child. You are encouraging them. For example, again, there was a program I remember which was introduced at the school level for children who are coming from poor household. And because of the feeding situation at the level of home. As parents, they register their children in school so that they can be able to go in the program which was called feeding program. That is between the school, parents, and students to identify who are those children who can be able to benefit from the porridge that is prepared at school. However, that program had some challenges, and that's why we want parents to get involved as well at all time. The challenges were the poor children who are coming from home maybe did not have dinner yesterday, no breakfast today, come to school, they were supposed to have that, feeding program. However, the teachers were finding it very difficult because other children as well are also lining up to get the porridge. So at the end of the result, the feeding program did not work properly because you are feeding now the whole school. So what we are saying is, yes, we know there are some poor method of poverty at home. We also know as parents that a child who has not eaten yesterday dinner or even lunch, breakfast, no, there's a difference between the other one who is being fed well and this one who is coming hungry.
Yes.
Even the learning procedures, this one from poverty stricken home will not learn properly.
Will not perform
will not perform properly.
Now, as we conclude our conversation this morning, message for parents, learners, students, as well as educational institutions and stakeholders that are watching right now concerning the safety of those that are attending, be it learners or be it students.
Our voice as parents, as NAOPE, is we are here to stay as an organization. We are going to advocate our strategy that we would like as a mandate to achieve. And we would like to achieve a good working relationship with our stakeholders. We are here to support the Ministry of Education. We are here to look at the acts of the ministry. What is it telling us regarding our children's education? As parents, we are going to advocate and we are going to create awareness campaigns within parents through workshops, through forums where we exchange ideas on how we can be able to support our children. So we would like also the teacher to know that NAOPE is here now as a union for the parents. Gone are the days where parents were just sitting behind. You buy a uniform, you send your child to school, and it ends there. Now we want to involve from January to December regarding the school exams, regarding almost everything that our children go through at the level of school, at the level of tertiary educations. We are going to be a voice of parents in our children's education.
Madam Kambala, thank you so much for making time to speak to us this morning.
Thank you so much, and always invite us again. Thank you.
Thank you.